Namaste everybody, Irina here, and thank you for joining me in my practice. I invite you to take a cross-legged seated position and we will start yoga practice very shortly. So I'm using my block and I'm sitting in Sukhasana, easy posture. So I do recommend you using blocks as well, especially if you notice that while seated in an easy pose, your knees are very high and you tend to slouch through the back. So please do use the prompts, they're really helpful. In this video, I'm going to be covering the second chakra, and that chakra is called sacral, or if we're using Sanskrit words, it's Swadhisthana. So Swadhisthana, translated from Sanskrit, is the seat of the self, or the abode of the self. So what this chakra is about? In the previous video, I covered Muladhara chakra, which is the root chakra, and Swadhisthana is above that, but it's still considered as a lower chakras, which primarily concerned with a certain energy. So the energy of that chakra is circulation via prana, or circulation force, energy force. And the element is water. The color of this chakra is associated with the color orange. And yes, what attributes of this chakra? So we are moving from Muladhara, we are moving from basic needs of shelter, food, water. So those needs have been met. Next, what's on our mind is the pleasure. It's the pleasure and creativity, expression. So that chakra is all about the creativity, expression, sexual desires, creating life, procreating. What could be the problems or the signs that there is certain disbalances in this chakra? Well, first of all, we could look at it from the lack or excess point of view. So if the chakra is not opened, if it's blocked, it's hard to connect to the emotions. It's hard to express. The creativity probably is lacking. There is not a lot of motivation present in life, and quite hard to express ourselves. Could be a low libido. And those usually are the signs of the deficit of energy. But you can go to the other side where there is too much, there is excess of energy. And that could be certain compulsive behaviors, especially when we are talking about the addictions. Remember, this is the chakra of desire, and that desire could be a sexual desire, it could be the desire for food, for wine. So whenever we have an excess of that energy, there is too much circulating in the body. That's where certain subliminal manifestation could be could result in the certain instance abuse, or it could be very constant feeling of overwhelming mood swings, and I'm talking about the extreme mood swings. One day you're so high, the next day you're so low. So it's quite hard to be grounded. So those are the elements or the signs of the excess. And when we are balanced in that chakra, so its ability of the self to be intimate, to open up, to present themselves in vulnerable probably space, and in relationship, it can be a romantic relationship, it could be the work relationship or any other type of the relationship. So its ability to open up, to connect, its ability to express ourselves, to be creative. This is also the intuition, so where we intuitively connect and we intuitively start understanding certain things, and when we're saying gut feelings. And as well, this is the realm of emotions, and that's where we hold emotions or we suppress them, and it's usually you'll hear saying, oh, your emotions are stored in hips, or there is issues in our tissues, another expression. So usually that's the part of the body that associated with a blockage and with the suppression of the emotions, and this is your Swadhisthana, your sacral chakra. So how do you work with this chakra? How do you want to balance it out? Or you could do it through the yoga exercise, so the yoga practice. You could do it so from the physical point of view, but you could also do some visualizations and some certain mudras in yoga. So in this video, I will be focusing on the physical side of this, and we're going to be working on the hip flexors, trying to open up the hips, so externally rotate, internally rotate, extend, flex, circumduct. So remember, the hips are ball and socket joints, so they are very mobile joints, the same as our shoulder girdles. So if you've got any previous surgeries or you're recovering injuries, so I'd like you to take a caution and be extra careful and modify accordingly, or maybe even avoiding certain poses. Okay, so we'll start in Supta Baddha Konasana, and I'm going to be using the block just to have a bit of extra opening through the chest. So Supta Baddha Konasana is a supine asana, so we want to bring ourselves laying on the back, but I'm already preparing my feet, so I want to open up through the hips, so the soles of the feet are together. If you're using the blanket, the blocks, the bricks, the bolsters, and you're finding that your knees are so high, you can use something underneath. So another block, you can position it just on your back, and you can use both short or the longer or the shorter edge. I'm going to be using it at a lower position, so my back of the head is supported by the ground. The shoulder blades are away, so it's not digging there. So just adjust your block accordingly, and then you can bring the arms away, palms positioning up, or you can bring the palms on the belly, lower belly. Okay, the gaze is closed. Relax through the chest, allow the shoulder blades just to sink there, the shoulders, the arms. Relax the upper body, relax through the face. The forehead is soft, the jaws soft. Bring awareness into the hips and notice if you're holding the tension. It may feel counterintuitive, but I encourage you to let go of that tension if it's present. So try to soften through the hip and try to just naturally allow the hip to flap out. Feel the openness of the chest. Bring awareness into the belly. Bring awareness into the breathing, and notice simultaneously how the belly rise and fall with the movement of the breath. If you wish, you can restrict the back of the throat slightly and create that deep oceanic sound, also known as Ujjayi breath. And very gently, we're going to open the gaze. We're going to close the knees and remove for now the block away from your back, and bring your back fully flat on the floor. And let's start massaging the hips. So start making the circular movements in and out, clockwise, counterclockwise. You can have your back be supported, so your back of the head to be supported by the floor, or you could have it lifted. The only reason that I'm lifting is because my hair is getting in the way. Okay, let's bring the knees together. Let's drop the left foot to the floor. With your right ankle, we're going to position to the left thigh. So you want to open up your right hip out, and we're going to lift the left foot off the floor, and we're going to thread through the thigh, your left thigh, both of your hands, and maybe pressing with your right elbow gently to open up the right hip, outside rotation. And a few breaths here. So keep your feet flexed, keep them engaged, so that ensures that we are not just loosening up. And we do like 90-degree angles in yoga, so creating that 90-degree angle with the soles of the feet and perhaps between the hip and the torso. Okay, let's go into the other side. Remember, it's a gentle opening at this point. We don't have the heat on the body. If you're just, I'm assuming that you're just starting the practice, that you haven't had the warm-up exercises before. So we need to ensure that we gently introduce the movement, start bringing that fascia to bring movement and affecting the fascia in the body, that connective tissue. Okay, very gently bring the knees together. We're gonna rock forward, bring the soles of the feet together. Your heels are away from the groin, and we're gonna take a good stretch. So we're going to be folding forward. We're stretching the front of the body. At the same time, we want to open up through both of the hips. Again, external rotation here, out. So you can have it here entirely up to you. You can round through the back and go slightly forward into the fold, or you can keep your shoulders retracted with the back straight, and affecting probably more getting that lower back stretch and also getting into the groin. Okay, gently coming out. Okay, let's bring ourselves into Malasana, the squat pose. So open up your feet out. We're going to bring the sit bone, so we're going to bring the pubic bone closer to the floor, and just very gently we're going to press with the forearms into the inside of the thighs. Again, carefully, gently, little by little, opening up through the body. Few breaths here. Two more breaths. And gently bring the hands down, straighten your legs and close your feet. So big toes to touch, heels apart. Relax through the upper body, keeping your knees soft if the hamstrings are tight, and just dangle there You can, if you want, you can actually hug the elbows and relax through the neck. Release the hands to the floor. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, fold forward. We're gonna step back with the left foot. We're gonna drop the left knee to the floor. We're gonna come up, and then the next, what I'd like you to do is gently sink forward into the hips. So keep your chest open, maybe bringing the arms behind you, interlacing the fingers, rolling the shoulders back and looking up. So your shoulders retracted, shoulder blades are retracted. Keep opening through the chest, keep stretching through the throat, and keep sinking into the hip. Okay, release your hand. We're gonna lift the back knee off the floor. We're gonna pivot and rotate to the other side of the mat. Drop your right knee. We are now on the left side. First of all, let's sink. So you've got a flexion of your left hip and extension of the right. Again, being mindful of the psoas muscle, so don't go too far too early, and don't go too far at any point in your practice. Finding your edge and sticking with that edge. Okay, interlacing hands behind, interlacing fingers, shoulders are rolled back, and we are stretching. Okay, let's release the hands to the floor, lift the back knee, pivot and stop midway. Bring your toes slightly in. Inhale, halfway left. And exhale, maybe using the block and positioning your elbows here to the block. Remember, soften through the knees, because that will release your hamstring. That will allow you to go slightly further into that fold, widespread fold. Inhale, let's bring the chest away from the floor, pressing into the hands. And exhale, maybe again bringing the elbows to the block, to the brick, longer edge or the shorter edge. And breathing deeply. Okay, release your hands. Inhale, halfway left. Exhale, fold. And on the next inhale, we're gonna come up. We're gonna rotate the right foot out, and we're gonna step forward. Okay? Inhale, let's bring the arms up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Plant your hands, step into the plank, stabilize the shoulders. We're going to drop the knees, and then flex the elbows, bring yourself pretty much close to the floor, and then gliding up and pushing yourself, like propelling forward. Roll the shoulders back, stretch through the throat, tuck the toes, and press into the down dog. Pedal through the feet, spread your fingers, middle finger 12 o'clock. And if you're ready here to go into the full Adho Mukha Svanasana, keep the breath deep, abdominal breathing, squeezing the perineum, squeezing your pelvic floor, navel drawn in, and the tuck of the chin creates that Mahabandha, your great lock in the body. Bend the knees, look forward, step, walk or jump. Inhale halfway, Ardha Uttanasana, exhale Uttanasana. Inhale all the way up and exhale through the center. Let's step back with the left foot. Okay. Large stand, arch to the heel, preparing for Utthita Trikonasana. Using the block if necessary, so you're going to position it to the inside of your right foot. Okay, outside rotation of both of the hips. We're going to, first of all, we're going to straighten the arms. We're going to find the length. And inhale from the waist. You're going to go forward from the waist. Keep hips where they are. Go, 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 go. And then right hand to the inside of the thigh. If you want to use the block, longer edge, that will give you more lift, so that will give you more space. Trying not to twist, because sometimes when we want that hand to be so badly on the floor, we're twisting, and sometimes it happens, there is a misalignment. So instead of that, think about elongation of the side of the body. It doesn't matter that the hand doesn't reach the floor. There are days when it happens, there are days when it doesn't happen. Accepting the limitations as well as testing your edge. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come up, pivot. Left side, using the block, position it to the inside of the foot. Right, extend first. Inhale, forward, 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 forward. Exhale, bringing the hand into the floor. So stack up the shoulders, open up, trying to rotate the chest out, keeping the hips where they are, shoulders rolled back. If you want, you can close the gaze. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come up, pivot. And this time, if you need to adjust your stand, I've just make it slightly larger. So I'm gonna bend the right knee. It's like preparing for the warrior two, but instead we're gonna go into Parshvakonasana. So your right elbow onto the right heel. We're gonna windmill the left side, so your left arm, gonna try to press with your right forearm into the mat. Again, if you're finding that your shoulders glued to the ears, take them out of the ears. Press with your back foot into the mat. Exhale, look down. Inhale, straighten. And we're going to rotate left side, windmill the right arm. Okay, just notice where do you position your foot and how the knee follows the first and the second toe. Your rotation of the neck, so we're twisting in the neck, we're looking towards the top right corner. If you have maybe more space to go and sink slightly forward. Exhale, look down. Inhale, come up. Rotate towards the right side. Step forward. That wasn't very gracious, but hey ho, that sometimes happens. Inhale, Swadhisthana. Exhale, fold forward. Round through the back, round through the neck. Inhale, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step into the plank. You can do the knees and then modified chaturanga or full chaturanga into the up dog. Tug the toes into the down dog. Right leg up. Let's bring it forward. Let's drop it. Let's drop the right knee to the floor. Extend your left ankle and then move the heel away. And again, here you may need to use the block and feel the gap between the right buttocks and the floor. Okay, remember to square the hips, pressing with the tips of the fingers into the mat. We're encouraging here a very gentle back bend. Stretch the chest, roll the shoulders back. Look up or close the gaze. Okay, open the gaze. Plant your hands. We're going to tug the back toes, lift, open up, open the outside of your right hip, so outside rotated, drop the right foot to the floor, lift the left. Look forward, bring it forward and drop it to the floor. Extend with your right ankle, move the heel away from the groin. Sometimes the shin could be parallel here if you're very open in the naturally open in the body, or if you have a decades and years of the yoga practice where you have worked on the range of movement and extend that range of movement. Okay, remember, tips of the fingers pressing, rolling the shoulders back, stretching through the throat. And again, if you're finding that there is any acute pain, anything sharp, electric-like, that's a no-no. It means that you need to come out straight away of the pose. If you're finding that there are dull sensations could be in the groin, it could be in the glutes, it could be in the adductors, it could be the extension of your right hip, that you can feel it in the psoas muscle. So just stay with that edge, stay maybe with that dull sensations. Okay, flatten your hands, tug the toes, elevate yourself and open up to the three-legged dog on the left side. Drop the foot to the floor, drop the knees to the floor, open the hips, press into Balasana, the child's pose. And have a few breaths. Relax through the upper body, allowing the shoulders to be soft. If you're finding that there is too much tension on the upper body, take your arms wider. And gently peel the forehead off the floor. Bring yourself into the seated position, Baddha Konasana A. So we're gonna bring the heels close to the groin. And here there are different techniques. So you can bring the thumbs into the soles of the feet inside and then try to open up your feet. And because you have here in the body the two joint muscle, that opening through the heels should affect the knees. I personally find it doesn't work for me, and I prefer to interlace the fingers, position them on the top of the toes, keep my back straight, inhale, and then maybe start flexing the elbows without losing the length in the spine. I'm trying to bring myself slightly forward. It means that I can go a couple of centimeters, and I'm okay with that. I feel the sensation in the groin. I feel the opening of the hips, and I'm happy with that. You can bring your drishti, your gaze inwards, and gently release. Bring your soles of the feet further away. Baddha B variation, so it means that we're creating the diamond shape and we're rounding through the back this time. Inhale, bring the fresh air into the lungs, and on the exhale we're gonna fold forward with tilting backward with the pelvis. Rounding through the back, rounding through the neck. And gently coming out of the pose, bringing yourself into Sukhasana or Ardha Padmasana, your half lotus or the full lotus, only if you're comfortable in that position and you're practicing Ardha Padmasana or Padmasana. Let's bring the gaze inwards. Keep your chest open. Keep the back straight. Bring awareness into the hips, into the abdomen. And just be aware of any sensations in the abdomen. Just feeling and stay focused on that part of the body. And then bring your awareness into the face. And very gently open your gaze. And from here, as usual, you can carry on and do your extended yoga practice. Any preference that you fancy. Or you can go into Shavasana and spend a couple of minutes in relaxation pose. Or you could finish here and have this as your own practice. However, I do encourage you not to skip Shavasana and give yourself the opportunity to consciously relax through the body. Stay for 2, even 3 minutes, just laying on your back and listening to the body, rotating awareness, feeling the different parts of the body. And it could be the focus on the breath. Remember, don't control the breath in Shavasana, allow it to return it to its natural pace, but always stay alert and aware of the body, especially those parts that are tense. Okay? Thank you so much for joining me in my practice, and I hope to see you more. And I'll carry on those videos, and the next one would be Manipura, is our 3rd chakra, or solar plexus chakra. Namaste.